Dobroveče i Hristos mi je među nama, draga braćo i sestre. Moja večerašnja tema je Living the Rugged Edge, Bible Study Guide, The Coming to Terms with Reality. To je osvrt na ovu knjigu protestantskog autora Charlesa Swindoll-a. Zašto sam ja to izabrao? Zato što mi u Pravoslavnoj crkvi, osim Orthodox Study Bible, ovdje na zapadu, od pokojnog oca Petera Gilquesta gotovo nemamo Bible Study Guides, odnosno nemamo te priručnike za studiranje Biblije, znači Living on the Rugged Edge, Bible Study Guide, Coming to Terms with Reality, znači gledanje u stvarnost. Knjiga je veoma zanimljiva za englesko govoreće vjernike, kojih ima dosta u našoj parohiji. Ja bih baš počeo od sredine, jer ova knjiga je pozitivno provokativna. Zašto provokativna? Zato što nam kaže da je život kratak i treba ga provesti sa Gospodom. The few years of foot life, Ecclesiastes. The saint Solomon has painted in his journal awoke vivid images. We could even imagine them as actual portraits banging in a gallery with these titles attached to them: Bewildered Philosopher, Funny-Faced Clown, Hedonistic Playboy, Good Time Charlie, Industrious Worker, Oppressed Victim, Disillusioned Top Dog, The Faithful Friend, and Committed Worshipper, Greedy Materialist. As we continue walking through the gallery of Solomon's journal, we found still another portrait. This is one bears resemblance to those we have already viewed, and yet its differences are striking. It's painted in dark, drab colors that convey a sense of struggle, pain, even anguish. As we examine more closely, we will discern that this is a self-portrait of troubled king. He has not attached his name to it, but there is a little doubt on Ecclesiastes chapter 6 is this picture of Solomon as he seems himself, the portrait of disturbing one, not only because of how he despises God's learning leader, but also because it drives us to seriously examine our own lives. So let's prepare for the time of soul searching and begin our study of Haunting Portrait. Znači, analiza Solomona. Sada sve ove epitete koji su mu dali izgledaju neobično smiješni, ali ima tu dosta istine. Znači, pozitivno provocirajući mladog čitaoca Biblije, to je bio Solomon historijski, ali on je bio čovjek. Znači, mi ne obožavamo niti jednog čovjeka, niti jednog proroka. Znači, od Adama do Hrista, samo Hrista imamo kao Boga i čovjeka. Ostali su bili Božji ljudi i mi ih ne obožavamo. Riječi njihove slušamo, zato što su riječi njihove također riječi koje su po promislu i proviđenju Božijem bile izrečene, njihove radnje. To je o Solomonu. The lonely whine of the top dog, Ecclesiastes chapter 1-8 and Luke 12:15-21. We have been inundated with the books, seminars, courses and speeches on the subject of top-level management, of success-oriented leadership. The hype has never been greater, no more lure, more effective. Indeed, we have largely been convinced that the achievement of impressive position brings lasting satisfaction and liberating sense of pleasure. But for executive, the proverbial pot of gold and the end of rainbow is not what appears to be. More often not, managers have had collisions with intense pressure, political rivalry, economic anxiety, and incapable loneliness, and unexpectable loneliness, which makes us incapable. Centuries ago, King Solomon addressed empathies of those who make the top of their problems. In his words, live today, they can make differences in our life if we hear them and heard their cry. Znači, opisuje Solomona da je on nije bio nimalo pažljiv niti nježan prema ljudima, bio je direktan. Znamo onu priču kada su dvije žene tvrdile da je beba njihova, on kaže podijelite bebu na pola, a prava majka se javila i rekla je neka je uzme ova druga, ne želim da mi sin strada. Znači, njegove riječi žive danas i ako ih implementiramo u životu. Veoma je bitno da čujemo riječi pisca, jer pisac koji je pisao knjigu je izuzetno posvećena ličnost. Living on the rugged edge. To anyone who thinks the Bible is out of touch with our times, I would say just read Ecclesiastes. The Old Testament book is like an ancient journal covering the segment of Solomon's life which most of us would rather be forget. But God has preserved it because of relevance. You will be amazed to see how much Solomon's thoughts sound like today's overworked, aggressive, success-oriented executive who attempts to find satisfaction on his or her achievements. Here is under the sun horizontal living. Here is hedonistic lifestyle in the raw. Here is every attempt to find happiness without God. Here is emptiness personified. Here is a life on the rugged edge. May the Lord use these studies to convince all of us that the life is one miserable, futile existence apart from the sanctuary of Christ and the joy He alone can give. Please pray to each lesson to reach those who are working overtime to find meaning and purpose. Pray that they will hear and heed the truth of God's relevant book. To je napisao autor. Znači, ne može se naći sreća bez Boga. Znači, traži se sreća u svim zadovoljstvima, ali ne može se naći bez Boga. Putting truth into action. Knowledge apart from application false of God's desire for His children. Knowledge must result in the change and growth. Consequently, we have constructed this Bible study guide with these purposes in mind. First, to stimulate discovery. Second, to increase understanding. And third, to encourage application. At the end of each lesson is a section called Living Insights. There you will be given assistance to further Bible study, and you will be encouraged to contemplate and apply the things you learned. This is the place where the lesson is filtered with a true ladder in your walk through varied expression in the life. In an unwrapping of some lessons you'll find at a unit called Digging Despair. I will provide you with the essential information and a list of helpful resources, materials, so that you can pry further into some of issues raised in those studies. Predivno, znači, hoće da jednostavno da dokažu smisao Božjih riječi i da se svaki čitaoc udubi u istinitost Božjih riječi. I kažu da je to žurnal, odnosno kao dnevnik, informator Solomonov, o Solomonovom životu. It is our hope that you will discover numerous ways to use this tool. Some useful avenues we suggest are personalized meditations, joint discovery, and discussions with your spouse, family, work associates, friends, or neighbors. The study guide is also practical for Sunday school children, Bible study groups, and of course as a study for the Inside Living radio broadcast. In order to derive the greatest benefit from this process, we suggest that you record your responses to the lessons in the notebook where space is plentiful. In the view of kinds of questions asked, your notebook may become a journal filled with your many discoveries and commitments. We appreciate if you find yourself returning to periodically for renewing and encouragement. To su pisali editori. Znači, knjiga je predivna jer je detaljna i nikoga ne ostavlja ravnodušnim. I na kraju bi samo pročitao jedan odlomak. The preacher's closing confession. As a Solomon brings his journal to close, he records the end of his arduous journey. And so the reader does forget the primary thesis, does not forget. So Solomon repeats it the last time. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher, all vanity, Ecclesiastical 12:8. We dare not to try to evade this truth. Without God, it is the center. Life is empty. The preacher goes on to share with us his personal understanding on this craft, and he attached the permit warning for all what is in need. So the permit, he gave us that wisdom, permission to worship God. Not everyone worship God. Only those who have that spiritual permit, that's willing, that's not that someone is permitting us, but that a will, a person who is disabled, not that doesn't have permission, but is disabled. Dozvola da se slavi Bog. Veoma zagonetno. Znači, kako nam neko može dozvoliti ili zabraniti? Pa direktno ne može. Ali imamo dosta ljudi koji su ili autistični ili imaju određene mentalne smetnje i oni ne mogu jednostavno, ne mogu da shvate da nemaju od Boga, da kažem, tu privilegiju da mogu da shvate Boga. Znači, Bog ih voli svakako i oni saznaju o Bogu na svoj način, ali ne mogu na način koji mi možemo, kojima je Bog dao sve, da imamo tu mudrost. Ne mudrost Solomonovu, to je vrhunac ljudske mudrosti, ali ni sve mudrost Božju, ali mudrost koja je svakom čovjeku dana. Znači, braćo i sestre, čitajte ovakve knjige, čitajte Bibliju svaki dan i naravno pričešćujte se na svakoj božanstvenoj liturgiji svake nedjelje. Amin.